All right, AB 442 would codify the existence of the Governor's Military Council. On March 28, 2013, the Governor announced the creation of the Governor's Military Council, which was created to maintain and grow military operations in the state, provide insight to state leaders, and highlight the ongoing military value of California installations. Current council membership includes retired officers, high-ranking military leaders from all branches of the service, civic and state leaders, and representatives from both houses of the legislature. AB 442 requires that the appointments to the council shall include, but not be limited to, bipartisan representatives from both houses of the legislature. The statute of this bill would create a sunset provision for January 1st, 2021. The Council's continued existence is critical. The Federal Department of Defense has conducted 4 BRAC rounds since 1988, the most recent in 2005, which resulted in the closure of 25 major bases in California. A 6th BRAC round has been proposed for 2017. A consistent theme and lesson learned from past BRAC rounds is that vigilance, early active engagement, and a unified message are vital when it comes to BRAC. Codification of the Council ensures that California is prepared for the next BRAC, even when there is leadership change in the state's executive branch. And I must say, we have a military base in our district, and it provides an incredible number of jobs, and keeping that base open is of utmost importance to me.
Any witnesses in support?
Mr. Chairman, members, Pete Conity representing the veterans groups. Having been around for those BRACs, I know how painful it was. As a matter of fact, I worked for Assemblyman Mickey Conroy from Orange County when they closed El Toro. And so we have many bases at risk. They continue to think the BRAC is the way to go, not taking into account our military position or strength, and we really need to do everything we can to make sure we don't suffer unjustly in any current BRACs.
Any witnesses in opposition? All right. Bill. Comments from members? Mr. Chavez.
This Governor's Military Council, having been a member of it from the inception, one of the positions we made was to actually make this permanent. And it's much more than just the BRAC. Actually, what it's, if you look at bases right now, especially in the issue of utilities, many of the bases are being self-sustaining and producing their own energy. However, California law limits them getting credit for the production of energy they have. So that'll be an issue that the DOD will be looking at. There's also been the issue of the military children moving between different states and making sure that children will be able to have the support structures they're at. In fact, Common Core is one of those elements that ensures that children will not mishold subjects. I remember my daughter, when we moved 2 places, she actually never learned fractions. I never noticed that until my wife was trying to bake a cake with her, and she didn't understand what a half or a quarter cup was. So because she lost that from moving from state to state. So it's also about the military family. There's also the big issue of the military bases for water. Camp Pendleton has had a lawsuit just finally finishing. It goes back to the 1940s, which they took over from a previous lawsuit when they bought the land. So water is a big issue in the military base, especially out in Lancaster, in the areas about they're able to continue their mission. So there's a host of issues that are impacting the quality of the base, the quality of military training, that since the military cannot lobby for themselves, it's against the law, the Governor's Military Council can, and highlight these issues and inform legislators on a host of issues. That's why it is so important to do this. The only thing I would like to strike out is the limitation of it in 2021, because I can guarantee you we're going to need this thing for a decade or decades, and not just a few years until the governor leaves. But I'll leave that to the Assemblymember Irwin, since it's her bill. But this is something we need with a long-term view. It's not a Democrat, Republican thing. It's about what's best for our state and the Department of Defense and our freedom. So it's a good bill.
Assemblyman Juan.
Thank you again for a good bill. I just have to give you the experience that San Bernardino has had with the closure of Norton Air Force Base. We lost a whole economic engine that ran that community. And now that community, 20 years later, is still suffering because of that base closure. So whatever we can do to stop closures like that, I would like to be a part of it. So I support your bill, and I will be voting for it.
Any other member comments? Okay. Motion's been called. Call the roll, please.
Motion is due pass and refer to appropriations. Irwin?
Aye.
Irwin, aye. Mathis? Aye. Mathis, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Bro? Bro, aye. Brown? Aye. Brown, aye. Chavez? Aye. Chavez, aye. Daly? Aye. Daly, aye. Frazier? Aye. Frazier, aye. Solis? Aye. Solis, aye. It's 9-0.
Motion passes. Move to appropriations. Madam Chair, you ready for AB
9:30.
930?
Yes. Thank you. AB 930 is joint authored by Speaker Atkins and codifies a very successful investment made in 2013 with our Assembly operating funds. The Work for Warriors program provides direct placement job services to active duty service members, veterans, and military families. Since its establishment, it has placed more than 4,000 veterans in new careers. Over 250 leading businesses in the state are partnered with the program. The success has even led to the establishment of a Work for Warriors caucus in the U.S. Congress. And since I have some support already, I will just make it quick and say this is already the lowest cost program in the country with a per placement cost of less than $750 compared to other veteran employment programs costing about $10,000 a placement. The Work for Warriors program is the most efficient and cost-effective program available. This bill will provide for the continuation of this excellent program for our veterans and our economy and open up its effective placement services to all veterans and military families.
Mr. Chairman, members, Pete Conity represents
Those in
20
support.
military groups, and we're in support of this bill.
Lorraine Ploss, AsmVets, Department of California State Legislative Chair. We support this bill.
Don Harper with the American Legion, Chair of the Legislation Commission. We support this bill as well. Thank you.
Lorna Grease with Military Officers Association. We certainly support this bill. Putting veterans to work is important.
Any opposition? Before I move into member comment, I'd like to be added as a co-author. I strongly support this one.
I most definitely want to be added as a co-author. Watching this program from its inception to now is great. Thank you.
Any other members? There's two more additional co-authors, Frazier and Solis. And Bro. Any other takers?
I do want to mention I'm taking amendments on this bill.
Yes. Yeah, I want to clarify that the motion is due pass as amended appropriations. Amendments are technical and clarifying, just so we're all sure on that. All right. Call the roll.
Irwin?
Aye.
Irwin, aye. Mathis? Aye. Mathis, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Bro? Aye. Bro, aye. Brown? Aye. Brown, aye. Chavez? Aye. Chavez, aye. Daly? Aye. Daly, aye. Frazier? Aye. Frazier, aye. Solis? Aye. Solis, aye. It's 9-0.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going to open the roll for members to add votes. And can the secretary please call the roll?
AJR 11 as be adopted. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. And then I have AB 240 as do pass and refer to Water Parks and Wildlife. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. They're both 9-0.
We're going to be adjourning the meeting. Thank you, everybody, for your attendance.